All right, so it is approximately 1:57 on November 6th, 2024, and A Contract in V through Theta has begun a new poetry series. As you can see, the first poem in the series is both conceptual, that is composed of found material or extant material, in the manner that certain avant-garde films are created from found footage and collaged in various ways to create something new or something old, perhaps in certain instances. Um, and and although this is a Mesostic, I'm making no guarantee that the series is going to be entirely composed of Mesostic poems. I think the unifying element, um, behind the project is this idea of the history lesson, and perhaps within that idea of a history lesson, I'm thinking that the history lessons may appear to be strictly factual and simple and chronological and organized in time and looking back, but there may be something um, more purposive or performative in these history lessons than is obvious on first reading, whether that is analogy or a hint at some statement, regarding regarding the dangers of either forgetting or misremembering history or of failing to receive the warnings of history and those individuals responsible for holding our historical memories, our collective joys and our collective traumas. So anyway, that idea is probably the unifying idea or concept that I have behind this series, rather than structure, form, or constraint. But we'll see. In this instance, I'm going to attempt a reading of this poem, and we'll see how we do. It appears to be fairly straightforward, but some of the material has traumatic affect associated with it. So we'll just see how we do. Adolf Hitler was appointed Chancellor of Germany in 1933 following a series of electoral victories by the Nazi Party. He ruled absolutely until his death by suicide in April 1945. Upon achieving power, Hitler smashed the nation's democratic institutions and transformed Germany into a war state intent on conquering Europe for the benefit of the so-called Aryan race. Hitler's invasion of Poland Hitler's in, Hitler's invasion of Poland on September 1st, 1939, triggered the European phase of World War II. During the course of the war, Nazi military forces rounded up and executed 11 million victims they regarded During the course of the war, Nazi military forces rounded up and executed 11 million victims they regarded as inferior or undesirable. Life unworthy of life. Among them, Jews, Slavs, European Romani, homosexuals, and Jehovah's Witnesses. Hitler had supreme power as Führer, but could not have risen to power or committed such atrocities on his own. He had the support of the powerful officer class and millions of citizens who voted for the Nazi Party, hailing him as a national savior in gigantic stadium rallies. How were Hitler and the Nazis possible? How did such odious characters take and hold power in a country that was a world pace setter in literature, art, architecture, and science? A nation that had a democratic government and a free press in the 1920s.